G'day guys, welcome back to another Unity tutorial. First off, let me apologise for the inventory tutorial. I recorded it in 360p and I have made other ones and actually made them a bit better, so I will upload them soon. But what I thought I'd do now is just do a quick tutorial on another little idea I had. Now, I like it in game when I like the open world style Oblivion, type of game. So what I thought we can do is maybe create something along those lines. And what I mean by that, the terrain that you get in Unity, it's a decent size, but for an open world, it sort of doesn't have much for an open world. So what we can do is dynamically load extra scene terrains on top. Well, not on top, but around. Yeah, so we'll give that a go. So first off, what I'm going to want to do is just go into Unity, and we're just going to drag a bit of that out there. I might drag that up a touch there. And we'll just give it a bit of a smoothish path fill. Now, you'll notice in games, when they do have loading like this, you can never see what's going to be loaded here. What they usually seem to do is just continue this out here like this and make some sort of pathy, blocky bit. It's not really the technical term for it, but you can get what I'm saying. So, of course, we're going to drop this back down to how it was. Over here. Just like that. So obviously you run in as the game, and as you get to this point here, you can't see the other stuff loading. And that's the reason they do it sometimes in games. So just smooth that out a bit again. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create another terrain. Another one that goes right on top. Now, depending on what axis you're on, or what axis you're using, I like to use the, I've made it there, so I'll use the left axis. And what we're going to do is we're going to just drag this out. Roughly, it's generally about 2000, I believe. So we'll go up here and we'll just go 2000. On the z-axis. Now we've got to remember that. So I'll actually make it 2000 fully. There we go. And from here we're just going to want to create just a little bit of terrain, just so you know what I'm talking about. Like this. That'll do. You can see down here, the vertices and the draw calls are going up a shitload every time I click on it. It's basically, if you go into wireframe mode, we're creating a lot more verts, adding these ridges and whatnot. So this is pretty much the reason why we try and dynamically load the scene as we go. I'll throw a quick texture on it. And follow me as much as you want. Quick texture. Now, obviously in game here you're going to have these little seams. We can write a bit of a script later on to get rid of these. It's this terrain. To get rid of these seams. But for now, what we'll do is we'll just go like that. And might just bring this one down too. Alrighty, so now we've got that up and running. What we want to do is make sure we're still on this terrain. And we want to export height map. And I'm going to call it test 1. Yes. Okay, so now this terrain, we can delete it. And we're going to want to open a new scene. So we'll save this one off. What we're going to do is go into terrain, click on create, and on the z-axis we are going to want to set it, oh, not 20,000, 2,000. And in terrain we're going to import height map, and our height map. Oh no! Oops, I just exported the flat map instead of imported, so we'll just do this quickly again. There we go, that'll do. That'll do for now. Throw a texture on it. God damn it. Okay, so that'll do. And we're going to save this scene in our scenes folder as test one. You can save this however you want if you're using it in your project. So we're going to go back to our original scene. And from down here, we are going to create an empty game object. Now we're going to drag that roughly around there, around the entrance of this little loady bit. And we're going to add a box collider to it. And obviously that is extremely far away. So drag it over here and drag it up. Drag it up quite a bit. Just bear with me for 1 second. Okay. So we're pretty much good to roll now. Sometimes you do things and you realise, you wonder why the hell you did it that way. So, we are pretty well set now. There we go. So in this area, we're going to want to obviously create the trigger to. So it's not just this little box here. We want to make it a bit bigger. So on the wall, we might make it. Might make it 10. Not center. My bad. On the Y, we're going to make it 10. On the Z axis, we're going to try and make it maybe 40. Actually, we might do that on the Z axis. We'll go 40. Right, cool. And rotate it this way a bit, and we might bring it forward a touch too. And obviously on the Z-axis, we'll make it 1. Alright, so now when they walk into here, it's going to hit a trigger. I might even bring that up a touch. There we go. Now we're going to want to make sure is trigger is clicked on. And from now, I'm going to rename this to scene add loader. And we're going to want to add a component. It's going to be a new C# script, and we'll call this one add scene. Okay, we're going to open this up in MonoDevelop. Eventually. Come on. Computer's running a bit slow today. And we're just going to delete the first 2 functions. So what we're going to have today is an I enumerator. And the enumerator type we're going to have is the on trigger. Enter. Don't forget to add your things there. Now, we're going to want to have an async operation, And we're going to call this one async. And that equals application dot load level additive async. So basically what it does is it loads the level on top of the scene that you're doing, but syncs it into the same scene so it doesn't instantly change over. And the scene we're going to want to add is going to be called test 1, I think. Test 1. And we're going to want to yield before we return. And what we're going to want to return is async. It is as simple as that, my friends. So what we'll do is we'll save it off, go back into Unity, and we'll give it a test out. Actually, what we... Oh, I do have an error. My bad. That's what we're going to want to return. I was typing a bit too quick, didn't realise. How are we looking for time? Yeah, it's plenty. So what we're going to do now is come back into Unity and we'll give her... no, sorry. First off, we need to add this scene, test 1, into our build settings. So open your build settings, grab test 1, we'll just drag it in. And now we'll hit play. Now what I'll do is I'll just drag this up here so you can see it load when it does. Come back down here. Now where is my pathway? Over here. So just run over here very quickly. You'll watch my, over here, you'll watch my tries and my verts go ballistic when I trigger this. And there we go, it works. So then I can now run in, continue on my world. What we might do in the next script is make it so this level behind us gets deleted. Plus also you'll find too when we do this, I'll just race back over here so you can see what I'm talking about. You'll notice now I have 2 audio listeners in my scene. Because essentially what it does is it just adds whatever's in the other scene, camera, blah 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 blah, into that scene. So every time I walk past, it's basically just doubling everything that I've got. You can see it up here. So as I walk past, so I've got all these main cameras appearing and disappearing. An easy fix. I might just add that onto the inventory tutorial. Or actually it's just as simple as going into our test. So going into our test scene and deleting the main camera. Save that off. And then we'll go back in. Then we'll go back into our other scene. Click on our what do I call it? Add loader. And click on our scene, and we're just going to want to, after that is destroy and we're going to want to destroy the collider. Actually, my bad, I wrote that Java way. Well, I'm running out of time, so what I'll do is I'll just save this one off here. and I'll finish this destroy off in the next tutorial. Thanks for your time, guys.